today I have swatches of the China Glaze My Little Pony collection. There are actually 14 polishes altogether. There are 12 in the main collection, and then there is a black and a gold that you can get in a duo pack that comes with like friendship rings. So that duo pack is actually on the way to me right now. I'm just gonna film those two swatches when it comes and throw them in so the video is ready to go up. It's just a black and a gold, so I kind of doubt that they're gonna push my favorites out of the running. So before I get into the swatches, I am gonna talk a little bit about the weird ordering situation that I had with these. Skip this if you wanna get right into the swatches. I ordered these from a website that I've never ordered from before. I ordered these from Skyline Beauty Supply. So it was the only place that I had found them online. Actually, they were on eBay at the time, but I had checked eBay like 2 days prior and didn't see them, so I assumed this was the only place that I had found them online. Someone on Instagram actually tagged me in the company's post saying that they were available. So I ordered all 12 from there. I didn't see the duo pack there. The duo pack I ordered from eBay, that's why it's coming at a different time. But I ordered all 12 from there, and when I do order collections online to review, I'm always double and triple and quadruple checking that I have the right amount, and then I have one of each color because I do have to add them individually a lot of the time. So I ordered all 12. I double checked my cart like 3 times. The website took PayPal, which is usually my I'll risk the website if they take PayPal because it's easy to get your money back if someone tries to scam you through PayPal. So I ordered the 12. I got a confirmation email from PayPal that showed my cart, but I never got a confirmation email from the actual website themselves. I just assumed I had typed my email address in wrong and it just got lost somewhere in the internet. So I think I ordered them over a weekend, and then on Monday I got my shipping email. So when I opened up my shipping email, just real quick, I counted the polishes on there and there were only 11 instead of 12. So I just thought maybe I had missed one. Somehow I missed it when I counted. I went back to my PayPal confirmation email and all 12 were there. So I cross-checked to figure out which one was missing. It was actually, I know this is really pointless, but it was Let Your Twilight Sparkle was in my order but not in my shipping confirmation. So I immediately emailed the place and I said, hey, I noticed that this polish is not in here. I don't know if it's back ordered or what. If you could just let me know what's going on with it. So I didn't hear anything back until the next, this was like a Monday, I think, like a Monday afternoon. I didn't hear anything back until the next evening, and I got an email from PayPal telling me that they had refunded the cost of one bottle for my order. I think the bottles were $4.25. So I got an email from PayPal saying that I had gotten a $4.25 refund from Skyline Beauty Supply. I still never got any response from the company at all about why it was missing, what was going on. I checked the website, it wasn't sold out on the website. It let me add it because I just did an experimental cart. I added it to my cart, no problems there. Still really don't know what happened. The package came without the polish. I went on eBay and bought just the one polish, but I thought it was kind of weird that there was like zero communication. They just refunded me when I pointed it out, but never said anything about why it was missing. The package had already shipped, so it's not like they could check the box, and I don't know, it was weird. So I was a little turned off from that website just because of that. I still don't know what happened with that at all. I just know the package came without it, so I'm glad I went on eBay and bought just that bottle. But you can find them on eBay now, and they should be popping up on other websites pretty soon. This is one of the earliest I think I've ever seen a collection pop up on those sites where you can usually get it before it officially releases. So anyway, all of that out of the way, 14 polishes in this collection, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Cutie Mark the Spot, and this is a mint green cream. So here is one coat. So this one is a bit streaky on that first coat. The formula is a little tiny bit on the thin side, but it's not terrible. It doesn't want to run or pool anywhere, it's just a little slippery when you're applying it. So here is 2 coats. This one is starting to build up pretty well on the second coat. I'm going to do a third because I still have a couple of dark spots, but they're not terrible. If you're not really picky, you could probably get away with this in 2. But for me, I do want that third added. So here's 3 coats. So this one does cover completely in 3. Once that second coat dried fully, those dark spots were a little bit more prominent than they were when it was wet. So that is 3 coats of Cutie Mark the Spot. The next polish is called Sweet as Pinkie Pie, and this is a just slightly, little tiny bit peachy pink cream. So here is one coat. This one is also a little bit sheer and a bit streaky on that first coat. Pretty good formula on this one. It's a little tiny bit on the thin side, again, like the last one, but not too incredibly difficult. I actually think this one might be a little less thin than the green. So here's 2 coats. This one still has some streaks on the second coat, so I'm going to do a third. The formula on this is a little more on the crelly side than fully cream. It's just a little jellyish. So here is 3 coats. And this one does cover mostly completely in 3. I do have a couple of dark spots still, but they're really, really minor. And there's a good chance that's just due to my application anyway, because I don't think I had those when I did my pictures and did 3 coats there as well. So that is 3 coats of Sweet as Pinkie Pie. The next polish is called Kill 'em with Kindness, and this is a pastel yellow. So here is 1 coat. This one is considerably sheer and streaky on the first coat. The formula is very, very thin. It definitely wants to run down to the sides of the nail. It's pretty hard to control, and I'm getting a lot of extra coming down the stem of the brush because it's so thin it's flowing down the stem really quickly. So here's 2 coats. This one still has some pretty considerable dark spots on the second coat, so I'm going to do a third. It does dry pretty shiny. So here's 3 coats. So this one does build up a little bit better on the third coat. I do still have some really minor dark spots, but they are not so minor that I would say it covers completely. So this one is a bit trickier if you did want it completely full coverage, and again, this is depending on your application, but you might end up needing more than 3 coats for this one. So that is 3 coats of Kill 'em with Kindness. The next polish is called One Polished Pony, and this is kind of a Tiffany blue color with a silver shimmer. So here's 1 coat. And this one is a bit streaky on that first coat. Good formula on this one. It doesn't run or pool anywhere. So here's 2 coats. And this one does cover completely in 2. That shimmer stands out really nicely. And it dries a bit dull, kind of semi-matte, so if you don't like that, you will want a top coat. So that is 2 coats of One Polished Pony. The next polish is called Too Busy Being Awesome, and this is a slightly teal blue color. It is showing up more blue on camera than it is in person. It definitely has a little bit more of a green tint to it. So here is 1 coat. And this one is a little bit sheer on that first coat. Not really streaky at all, just sheer. Great formula on this one, very, very smooth. So here is 2 coats, and this one does cover completely in 2. And again, I want to stress that this color is not quite showing up accurate. I will try to get my picture to show up accurate, but I wouldn't count on it. This is kind of a weird color for the camera. So that is 2 coats of Too Busy Being Awesome. The next polish is called Let Your Twilight Sparkle, and this is a green, blue, purple, very shifty, shimmery topper. So I am showing this over Too Busy Being Awesome, but I do have a picture of it in 3 coats on its own as well. So here is 1 coat. So this adds a actually pretty dense, shifty shimmer over whatever color you put it over. It was still sheer on 3 coats on its own though, and good formula on this as well. So that is 1 coat of Let Your Twilight Sparkle. The next polish is called Applejack of My Eye, and this is a hot pink cream, and my bottle apparently didn't get printed on very well. Before I move fully on here, I do have the tiniest bit of blue staining on the skin around my nails, and I feel like my nails are like a little tiny bit bluish from Too Busy Being Awesome. I didn't have it on very long and I didn't have base coat on, but I would keep an eye on that one because it might be a stainer if you're going to wear it for any length of time. So here is 1 coat. So this one is sheer, but it covers really evenly. I mean, not super sheer, I can just see my nail line. Good formula on this one as well, very smooth. So here's 2 coats. And this one does cover completely in 2. It does seem to dry a little bit darker than it applies, and it does dry very shiny as well. So that is 2 coats of Applejack of My Eye. So the next polish is called Hey Girl Hey, and this is an iridescent glitter topper. I do have pictures of this on its own as well. But for the video, I am going to layer it over Applejack of My Eye. So here is 1 coat. And this is a kind of lime green and gold shifting iridescent glitter. It shows up very gold once you put it over this base. The formula is pretty good, but it is a bit difficult to get it evenly covered on the whole nail. The lighter the color that you put it over, the more even it's going to look though. So that is 1 coat of Hey Girl Hey. The next polish is called She's a Mane-iac, and this is a bright pink with pink shimmer. So here is 1 coat. This one is a little sheer on the first coat. It does dry matte, but it's not one of those matte polishes that we've seen from China Glaze that dries so fast that you have to freak out when you're working with it. Matte polishes in general dry a little bit faster, but this isn't absurdly fast. And the formula is really good on this as well. So here is 2 coats. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on camera since this is such a bright color, but I do still have a pretty significant amount of nail line on the second coat. So I am going to add a third. And since this dries matte, I do have pictures of this with and without top coat. So here's 3 coats. 3 coats does build this up. You still can see the nail line a little bit from certain angles, but it's very, very negligible. And the shimmer actually stands out pretty nicely when it's matte, but it will stand out a lot better with top coat. So that is 3 coats of She's a Mane-iac. The next polish is called Sea Ponies, and this is a silver holographic. So here is 1 coat. So this one covers pretty well on the first coat. There are some brush strokes that kind of create bald spots through the silver, so I'm going to do a second. And the holographic particles in here, this is not a glitter, but the particles are very, very large, so they look a little bit more spread out than what I'm used to seeing in a holographic. So here is 2 coats. So 2 coats does cover those bald spots completely. You do get some brush strokes through the holographic. They're not very obvious. They're very minor, but they are there. And this dries a bit dull as well. So that is 2 coats of Sea Ponies. The next polish is called Just Canterlot, and this is a purple jelly base packed with silver holographic micro glitter. So here is 1 coat. So the jelly base in this one is pretty sheer on the first coat, but there is a ton of glitter in there. Good formula on this one, and it's really not thick at all either, considering how much glitter is actually in there. So here's 2 coats. So the base is building up really well on the second coat. I can still see my nail line though, so I'm going to do a third. But there is enough glitter packed into here that I don't think you would really need the third if you're not picky. It's not super obvious nail line, it's just there. But I do tend to always do my coats thinner on my pointer finger for some reason when I do these videos, so that one's a little bit more sheer. So here's 3 coats. So 3 coats does cover completely on this one. Because this is so packed with glitter, you can get some glitter that's kind of spread out unevenly on the end of the nail. I just run my finger down there and push it back so that that doesn't end up being rough or snagging on anything. And because there is a ton of glitter in here, it is going to be difficult to remove, and you are going to need 1 or 2 coats of top coat because it's going to dry textured. So that is 3 coats of Just Canterlot. The next polish is very similar to the last one. This is called Where's the Party Cannon At? And this is a kind of raspberry jelly base with a ton of silver holographic micro glitter. So here is 1 coat. The jelly base on this one seems to be a bit more opaque than the purple was, and a good formula on this one as well. So here's 2 coats. So this one covers really well on the second coat. I think a lot of people could get away with this in 2, but I can still see through it a little bit, mostly on my pointer finger because I do thinner coats there. But I think this will be 2 or 3 for just about everybody. So here is 3 coats. And 3 coats does cover completely here. Like I said before, it was really close to covering completely in 2. I just had a few light spots on a couple of nails, mainly towards the end of my nail. And like the last one, this is going to dry textured and that glitter is going to be very difficult to remove. So that is 3 coats of Where's the Party Cannon At? So the next polish is called Best Ponies Forever, and this is a gold chrome polish. This is part of the Songbird Serenade duo pack. So these 2 polishes are separate from the rest of the collection. And it comes with these 2 friendship rings that I have not taken out of the packaging yet. So here is 1 coat. So this is a 1 coater, which is nice. It is a little bit on the thin side, like kind of surprisingly thin for a chrome polish. Which is weird that it could be thin and still cover completely in 1 coat. Because it covers completely in 1 coat, I'm assuming it will stamp well, but I'm not a seasoned stamper, so maybe don't take my word for it. And this does have some brush strokes through that shimmer when it's wet. They go away a little bit when it dries, but not entirely. So that is 1 coat of Best Ponies Forever. And the last polish is called Songbird Serenade, and this is a black jelly base with some gold, pink, and blue shimmers in there. So here's 1 coat. So this one actually covers really well on the first coat. It's not quite a 1 coater. It does have a couple bald spots, but it's really not terrible. And that shimmer does stand out really nicely. So here's 2 coats. So this one covers completely on 2, but looking at my nails after that first coat dried, if I had done a little bit more careful application on my pointer and middle fingers, it would have been a 1 coater. Because the other 2 nails covered perfectly and I just had a couple of light spots on the first 2. And this does dry a little bit dull, so you will want top coat. It's going to help that shimmer stand out. So that is 2 coats of Songbird Serenade. So I have 3 here that I really want to talk about. And that's assuming that the black and gold don't show up and end up being my favorites. But so far, these 3 are in the running. First of all, I have Sea Ponies, which is not the most unique polish in the world if you are thinking about indies as well. But I am really, really excited to see a decently holographic mainstream polish come out. I mean, I guess Color Club has the halo hues, but just in general, from one of the main brands, China Glaze, OPI, SE, etc. It is nice to see this finally happening. I hope this continues to happen. It's been a long time since any one of them have tried to do anything holographic, so I really like this based on principle. My 2 actual favorites out of the collection shouldn't be a surprise here. It's a Just Canterlot and Where's the Party Cannon At, because I love the jelly bases with the holographic silver glitter. Again, I'm excited to see China Glaze doing some holographic things. I'm hoping that means that our fall collection will be a little more interesting. And this makes me happy. This is like headed in the right direction. Granted, not every collection is going to be My Little Pony themed, so it might be a little harder for them to sneak some holographics in, but it would be really nice to see more of this. So those 2 are also in the running. So that is the China Glaze My Little Pony collection. Again, you can find those a lot of places on the internet now, just a little bit of Googling, and you should be able to find them. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.